Welcome to Gonti Black Friday. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I like it a lot. We'll keep all this one. We have extra Planar Lens and then also Demonic Tutor, so hopefully we can kind of search up for some pretty good card draw and get it going from there. But other than that, I like what we've got going on. We also have Helm of Possession, so if we can gain control of Muldrotha, that sounds like a lot of fun. Hey, awesome! And when our opponents said they've seen the channel, so it's always fun to get to play people in the Magic Online chat. But yes, welcome to Gonti Black Friday. I hope you have your Black Friday gloves on, your 5-finger discount gloves, ready to steal stuff. I don't know. Let's do it. I was going to get down Swamp, and then anything else we're going to pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Gonti, Lord of Luxury. Death touch whenever Gonti enters the battlefield. Look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library. Exile one of those cards face down. Then we may spend our mana as though under any color to cast that spell. We are playing against Muldrotha, the Gravetide. During each of your turns, you may play up to 1 permanent card of each permanent type from your graveyard. So, tends to be a pretty fun build with Muldrotha. You just get that graveyard going, and it's hard to get anything. It's hard to stop it sometimes. Now, we do have Bajuka Bog, so if we can keep making our land drops, we might want to hold on to Demonic Tutor just to kind of make sure, I mean, it gets pretty... You get down, yeah, let's get down Swamp. Or do we want to Demonic Tutor hold that on? I mean, we can't go for Phyrexian Arena. Yeah, we need to get card draw going. Yeah, let's go Demonic Tutor. I want to get Phyrexian Arena on the battlefield and just hopefully we can outrace our opponent on this one. Scrap Phyrexian Arena, where are you? There we go, Phyrexian Arena. Okay, it's going to go into our hand, and then we'll go and pass the turn to our opponent. But yeah, we do have Bajuka Bog, so I'll definitely need to keep that in mind. We did cover both commanders, so it is officially free time. We can talk about whatever we want. That's going to be Gonti. So I didn't really make any changes from the last time we played Gonti. I think the only thing that I did was I had Dark Ritual in here, which I was okay with Dark Ritual, but that was kind of mainly when the fast mana wasn't unbanned in 1 versus 1 commander. So now that they've unbanned it, I felt like we didn't really have that strong of a need for it, so I ended up cutting that one and put Ancient Craving in here. So, drawing cards and losing life is always a lot of fun. So, did add that card to the deck, and as far as anything else, I think it's pretty much just the same list that we've got going on. So, and also, I do have a $5 budget version of Gonti. I don't know when it's coming out, but I've been working. So basically, with this $5 budget series, and if you watch some of my videos, you've noticed that I've been talking about it randomly. But with this $5 series that I'm going for, I want to bank up like a bunch of these videos. That way I kind of have them, I can slowly release them. Ooh, drawn to coffers. I like that. We just need to get a few more swamps going. Let's go and get down Command Beacon. Let's go and go for Phyrexian Arena. Our opponent only has a Terramorphic Expanse up, so we do not have to worry about any sort of counter magic. And then anything else, we'll go and pass the turn to our opponent. But yeah, with these $5 decks that I'm building, like I mentioned in a few other videos, these are just, I'm making these decks to where they're playable. Last thing I want to do is put out a budget deck that's just like, hey, here we go, have some fun. There's not really anything good in it. Because it takes me about 30, 45 minutes to build some of these decks because I want to make sure they're just like, there's little things like, Damnation's the best card to run as a board wipe for the most part, but then Crux of Fate's like 2 or 3 cents, and it's just 1 more mana. So it's just kind of finding a lot of those cards that still have that same effect, but they just cost 1 more mana. And so I'm getting a little bit better as I keep making these decks, but I've got a pretty good list going so far. And let me see if I can't get it pulled up. But I'm just going to finally get down Muldrotha. So let's see if there's anything that can go out of the graveyard. We're looking at a forest land drop and then get down Diligent Farmhand. So at this point right now, some sort of board wipe would be really nice. If we can get down Helm of Possession and gain control of Muldrotha, that would definitely be a really good option for us. We don't really have anything to take advantage of it at this point right now, but stealing our opponent's commander is definitely a a really fun Black Friday thing to do. Drawn to Noxious Gearhulk and then Soul Ring. Look at that. It's pretty good chunk. Let's see. Let's go and get down coffers. We can actually sequence it to where we sacrifice Viscera Seer. I think we can do all of... Nah, actually, I don't know if we have enough mana to do all that. Let's do this. Let's get down Soul Ring. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we don't have enough mana to do all of that. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess what we can do next turn, hopefully we hit the land drop off of that. We can still go for Noxious Gearhulk to kind of clean up some of the stuff that our opponent has going on. Or if we want to just straight up go for Gonti, we can get that down and sacrifice it with Helm of Possession next turn. Because that'll be... I'm just worried about getting down Helm of Possession. Our opponent have some sort of artifact destruction removal. You know, let's do this. Let's go for Gonti. Let's get Gonti on the battlefield. That's going to be Death Touch. They can still bring some stuff back out of the graveyard, depending on how we block. But I like going for this. Seal of Doom, destroy target non-black creature, and then Seal of Removal. And actually, I'm thinking, well, Seal of Removal is actually not that bad in this matchup. And then Seal of Doom we can leave in the deck because we're playing a mono black deck, which is really not going to help them, and the 2 lands we can't go for. So I guess at this point what we'll end up doing is probably just exiling Seal of Removal. That way we can at least get it down and then bounce a creature back to our hand. That does put them in a position to where, yeah, let's go and exile that one. You know, sometimes when you're playing Gonti, you kind of get some of these draws to where you're just going to exile it and make sure that they don't have it. And then Seal of Removal is not really a fun card to play against in Muldrotha, especially from the experience I've had playing it. It's you get it down for 1 mana, you just kind of keep bouncing stuff back, and it gets pretty nutty sometimes. But yeah, with these $5 decks, you know, it's aimed at the people that, you know, it's trying to hit 2 different markets or 2 different people. I'm aiming to hit the people that want to get into Commander, that don't want to spend a lot, and still have something that can kind of hang with what would be the 1 versus 1 Commander scene. And at the same time, it's also trying to hit on the people that only play primarily paper Magic, because one of the big downsides to playing paper, Whispering One. Okay, we definitely need to get, because even if we do get down Helm of Possession with Whispering One now, what we need to do is basically kind of getting a board wipe in some form or fashion. Yeah, we're going to let that come across, because because I recast it, they go for that, enters the graveyard. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to let them come across. It's only 3. It's going to put us down to 24, but we definitely need to find something to do with Whispering One. Now, that does put us in a position to where if we want to, we can go for Viscera Seer. I mean, excuse me, Viscera Seer. We can flash in Viscera Seer. I mean, we can go for Undying Evil if we would get an extra Gonti trigger. But that's going to cut us off any sort of double black if we don't hit the land drop for the turn. You know, let's do that. Let's see if we can't maybe dig just a little bit deeper. Let's go and have Gonti go to the graveyard instead of the command zone. There we go. Let's go and give Gonti Undying Evil. I always like imagining Gonti just like, looking like that zombie. All right, so we do have to sacrifice a creature. That's going to be Gonti. I'm just at this point right now, we're just digging for like a board wipe, I think, at this point, because that's going to be hard for them to kind of rebuild this board. And then we'll get an additional Gonti trigger back on the battlefield. All right, look at the top 3. It's going to be Slun Reaper. Enters the battlefield, each player sacks a creature. It's not that good. And then Vessel. Yeah, this is, it's not looking so hot. I guess at this point, and we're definitely not going to be able to get that activation going. So I guess at this point, we'll grab Slum Reaper. Yeah, because we'll grab Slum Reaper, because that way it puts us in spots where if we do end up getting some sort of land destruction, not land destruction, some sort of board wipe, we can get down Slum Reaper and maybe kind of catch Muldrotha or something out on the battlefield by ourselves. Drawn to Grim Tutor with no black source. Okay. I guess at this point, instead of them bringing something back, we can just kind of get down Seal of Removal, but that puts them in a position to where they'll have access to it once we sacrifice it, which it does not sound that enticing. We can still get access to a little bit more black mana. Yeah, let's do this. Let's tap down Soul Ring, let's tap down on Coffers, and then let's go and go for Grim Tutor. And then that way we can at least go and grab Urborg, and that'll kind of allow us to hopefully kind of get out from underneath this just a little bit more. Yeah, let's go and get this popped out just a little bit. Let's go and grab Urborg. Where are you? There we go. Let's go and grab Urborg. Let's go and get that down. Unfortunately, that will turn on our opponent's lands too for swamps. They only have 1 swamp out there. But at this point right now, we have to do it. So let's go and get down Viscera Seer. That'll give us at least something else to kind of sacrifice to Whispering One. And then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. So, I mean, we are looking at Swamp Walk. Whispering One will be able to come across on this one, but we've got our very own Whispering One, too, to kind of keep up with that, except ours not foil, so but either way. Oh, but yeah, back to those decks. So, yeah, long story with those decks is I'm trying to hit the people that want to get into Magic, want to get into Commander. They don't want to spend, you know, Commander is expensive. That's one of the main reasons why I chose to play on Magic Online, was because it was just a lot easier to play some of these budget, or it's just the cards were a lot cheaper, and you don't have to buy... You know, if you build 4 or 5 commander decks, you know, that's 4 or 5 cultivates, depending on your play style. And so it's also designed to kind of hit some of those people that, you know, they play paper Magic in the store primarily. But if you want to sit there, you know, there's nothing better than getting off work and playing some Commander. That's the reason why I made my channel. So it's another option for those people that don't necessarily want to invest a ton of money into Magic Online. You can build some of these decks for, pick it up for $5 and play it on the weekend and just have some fun. So that's what I'm going for. But at this point right now I have Riku Belt, which is actually really fun. It's kind of like a Teamer ramp deck with some kind of like finisher spells and some finisher creatures. So I definitely have Teamer Riku on that one. And let's see what our opponent's going to be casting. Noxious Gearhulk. Okay, so that will enter the battlefield and that will destroy target creatures. So we'll take care of Gonti. And how do we want to send? We definitely want to send Gonti back to the command zone. So let's make sure that it goes back to the command zone. There we go. I'm just going to send Gonti back to the command zone. And opponent's getting a pretty sizable board state developed. So it would be really nice if we were... All right, let's see if we can do this so we can call it out. If we draw into Bajuka Bog and then we draw into a board wipe, that... There's a... that reminds me, there's a video of Terran and... I'm pretty sure it's Pleasant Kenobi. Do we want to throw Viscera Seer in front of Muldrotha just to save a little bit of damage? Yeah, I think so. And we'll go and sacrifice Viscera Seer. Click OK. And then we'll go and sacrifice Viscera Seer to its own body. Just kind of fog that out. Yep. Yes, we're going to use that. Viscera Seer is creepy and holds a human heart. So we're going to go and sacrifice Viscera Seer. Yahini's Expertise, which does clean up a lot of the board, but it doesn't really help us in this particular one. Yeah, I mean, this is just going to allow them to recast some good value creatures. So I'm going to put that on the bottom for right now. That's not exactly what we want to draw into, but I do appreciate the Magic Gods trying to give us some sort of spot removal. But yeah, Bajuka Bog into like Damnation or Toxic. Well, not Toxic since we're down 11, but that would be really good to go for. But yeah, hopefully we get out from underneath this one. But yeah, I've got Riku. It's a lot of fun. I have Vivictus, which is based, and a lot of these decks are just core like value decks. You know, Vivictus, which is a really like a good core Jund value creature deck. Using Vivictus as kind of the finisher for the deck. I also have Tasigur, which is going to be a good soul tie kind of control style deck. So there's a lot of cool stuff out there. All right, let's say we draw into a Phyrexian Arena, Torment of Hellfire, and then we also draw into Imperial Seal, put it on top, which doesn't really help us in this particular matchup. All right, so with coffers, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can tap down for 5 mana off of Soul Ring, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're looking at 9 total mana. We can gain a little bit extra life off our very own Noxious Gearhulk. And then we can Imperial Seal for something else. We can actually seal removal to bounce it back. We don't want to give him... Yeah, we'll go and go for Noxious Gearhulk. Let's go and tap down coffers. It's going to be 1, 2 off of Soul Ring. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that puts us at 3 mana left over. We can still go for... Yeah, because we need to get some life going. Because we can take care of Muldrotha. It's going to put him in a position where we have to recast it. Actually, if we want to, we can go for Whispering One, because it's going to be a 6/6. Now, the thing we have to watch out for is going to be Menace. Because let's say that we do end up getting that down. We gain that life. We're going to go back to 16. It's going to be 5, 7, 8. That's going to be 14, 15, 16. So that's almost going to be exactly lethal right there. But we can still, yeah, we definitely need to take care of Whispering One. Because we can still chump block on Muldrotha. So let's do that. Let's go and get down Noxious Gearhulk. And unfortunately, that Imperial Seal might put us in a position where we can't go for that. Let's go and take care of Whispering One. That way it gets rid of that sacrifice trigger. They can recast it if they want to. Yes, we're going to use that ability. It's going to put us at 16. So let's say they swing across with Noxious Gearhulk. That's going to be 5. That's going to be 7. That's going to be 8. That's going to be 14, 15, 16. We chump block on Muldrotha. Let's assuming we don't have that. So let's say we do chump block on Muldrotha. That's going to be 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can still go and go for Imperial Seal. In fact, let's go ahead and go for that. We're going to lose 2 life on this one, and hopefully we're going to assume that we can chump block on Muldrotha. Yeah, we just need to go and do that. So let's go and tap down on Imperial Seal. Yeah, there's not really much else we can do on that one. Now, if we want to, we can get down Seal of Removal too and bounce something back to the hand too. So we might end up doing that. Let's grab Damnation. There we go. Damnation is going to go on top. And we'll still go and get down Seal of... Actually, yeah, Seal of Removal, sacrifice it. So we're going to get that down. and then we'll wait to the very last minute to bounce a creature back to the hand. Okay, there we go. Getting some stuff set up, and then anything else we're going to pass the turn to our opponent. So it's not looking good, but we're going to keep our fingers crossed that we can do something about this. But yeah, like I mentioned, so we have Riku as far as the budget decks go, which is pretty cool. Vivictus, because I'm trying to do some stuff for MTGO traders and do some stuff for my channel too. So some of the more generic stuff like Riku, I'm going to probably put that on MTGO traders. But I do, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I have the Gonti $5 five-finger discount budget deck that's going to be coming out soon. I do have Azor, the kind of the deputy version of the deck, since it's $5, and then also the Unesh Express, which is going to be a $5 version of Unesh, which is actually pretty easy to build a $5 version of Unesh because you just get a bunch of mana rocks in there and then kind of go to town. Opponent's going to get down Perpetual Timepiece, put the top 2 cards of your graveyard into your library. Your library into your graveyard, and that's going to leave them Nyx Weaver and Whispering One out of the graveyard. So we'll see how they want to sequence this turn. We're still online for Seal of Removal, which actually in this position, okay, Aether Spell Bomb. So at least we still got down our very own Seal of Removal from earlier in the game, because that's going to allow them to bounce a Noxious Gearhulk back to the hand. But it also does put us in a position where we kind of gain a little bit more life and hopefully kind of bounce back from that. Now, as far as next turn goes, we're going to have access to Damnation. Actually, yeah, we can blow everything up and then Diabolic Revelation. Do we have enough mana to do all of that? It kind of depends if we hit that swamp. We'll kind of see what goes on, though. Okay, opponent's going to be swinging across. That's going to be 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to put us down to 4, which I guess I'm not really worried about any sort of, if they've got Exsanguinate or something like that, that's fine. And yeah, because that's going to be 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to be 10, puts us down to 4. Yeah, that's fine. Go for that. Because we might also be able to kind of go for something. Well, we can still chump block on one of these creatures, just to kind of prevent just a little bit of damage. I guess the best one to do, because we don't want to add any extra stuff, don't want them to recast that, so we're just going to chump block, I guess, on Diligent Farmhand. Yeah, we're going to do that. That'll prevent at least one of those damage. If there's something else to kind of do that, they can certainly take advantage of that. Okay, opponent's going to go for an activation on Diligent Farmhand, so that way we at least kind of prevent one of that damage. Putting it at only about 9 mana coming across, leaving it still at 5. So we still have access to Damnation next turn, and then hopefully, because we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's going to be 5 total mana off of Coffers 5. Yeah, it's going to be pretty tight if we're going to be able to do that. We'll see. Hopefully, maybe we draw into something like Vampiric Tutor or something, but yeah, man, if we hit Damnation and then Bojuka Bog, that would, that'd be really nice. Okay, opponent's going to go for a morph down creature, and I'm trying to think what you'd be running in Muldrotha that'd be a morph creature. So, man, I always hate morph creatures. All right, so we have Phyrexian Arena. We're going to lose a draw card and lose 1 life. It's going to put us down to 4. Drawn to Damnation, and we're drawn to Ancient Tomb, which is nice to see, but not at 4 life. It's going to get down Ancient Tomb. Do we want to... We need to get something going. So let's kind of get a count on how much mana we've got. Yeah, let's go and go for Damnation. I guess technically we could swing in for Gearhulk for a little bit of extra damage. Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go and swing in for Gearhulk. We'll have Menace, so they're going to have to double block on both of those creatures. We'll go and swing in for a 5/4. And that puts us online for going for Damnation next turn, kind of seeing what else we want to go for. Okay, knocks him down to 23. And then thankfully we don't have Mana Crypt out there. That would be pretty brutal if we did. Let's go and tap down Coffers. That's going to be 1/2 off of Soul Ring. Let's go and go for Damnation. Okay, opponent will bounce Muldrotha back to the hand. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Yeah, there's not really much we can do in response to that, so that's perfectly fine. Okay, it's going to take care of that. It's going to send Stitcher Supplier, and then let's go ahead and go for Diabolic Revelation. Yeah, now that I think about it, I do apologize. I think what we could have done, let me see. Well, that would have added some extra mana, because I think, yeah, either way, if we would have got down Ancient Tomb, that would have allowed us to tap down for extra Coffers. So we'll go ahead and search up 2. Do we want to be risky and go for that extra 2 damage off Ancient Tomb to grab an extra card? Puts us down to 2 and 1. So that basically puts us to where we have to grab something like Grey Merchant to get some devotion going. Yeah, let's go and go for it. Yeah, because that's going to be 1 off Phyrexian. Yeah, we can do that. Why not? All right, so X is going to be 3. One of those cards will definitely be Grey Merchant, so we can get a little bit extra life going. Or we can even go for something like Exsanguinate 2 next turn too. So we'll see exactly what we want to go for. So it's going to be Diabolic for 3, getting our life total down to 2. It's going to get this popped out. So let's do this. Let's go for Exsanguinate. Let's go for Bajuka Bog. And then let's go ahead and go for the One-Eyed. That way, we can actually go ahead and bounce something back to the hand. We can get down One-Eyed. That'll give us some devotion if we do draw into a Grave Merchant. And also allow us to kind of bring back Damnation to go for that Bajuka Bog line of play. Okay, there we go. I like that. Anything else, we're going to pass the turn to our opponent. So next turn, we are looking at tapping out for a really nice Exsanguinate. We're going to put some pressure on our opponent. Hopefully with this Exsanguinate and kind of go from there. There's no sort of haste option from our opponent at this point right now. So hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing happens. That we end up losing off this one. And we also still have Slum Reaper off to the side. Each player sacrifices a creature. So, and even if they did have some sort of haste option, we have Seal of Removal to kind of bounce that creature back to the hand. So, kind of like exactly what we've got going on. We go down for a really big Exsanguinate. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be 6 total mana off strictly just coffers itself, and then that doesn't include if we hit the land drop too. So that'll be about 7 mana. So we'll hopefully be in a pretty good position to where we can kind of bounce back from this. All right, opponent's going to go for Coiling Oracle. And then Ravenous Chupacabra does enter the reveal zone. Let's go and get that popped up, and then we'll get that Aether Spellbomb out of the graveyard too. Oh, that was the morph card. Was that Bane of Living? I'm sorry, that was in the reveal off of that. Didn't see that. All right, Simic Growth Chamber is going to come down and bounce some of those creatures back. And then, yeah, so next turn we're looking at definitely going for Torment of Hellfire. And then we'll sequence it to where we can get down One-Eyed and then go for Damnation. Because either way, even if we did go for that next turn, which we could, we need to get a little bit of life gain going just to kind of get out from underneath this Phyrexian Arena. And opponent will end up going for Animate Dead on Whispering 1/2. Okay, no swinging from our opponent. We'll have to sacrifice a non-existent creature. That does put us down to 1. And then what do? We draw into Stronghold, which we're only looking at 1 basic swamp at this point right now. So let's go ahead and get down Stronghold. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go and tap down on coffers for each swamp that we control. It's going to be 1, 2. It's going to be 7, 8, 9. Okay, opponent's going to go down to 12. We go back up to 12. And then anything else, we're going to pass the turn to our opponent. So we're still online for Seal of Removal to kind of bounce that back to the hand. So what I think we might end up doing is going for Seal of Removal, bouncing Muldrotha back to our opponent's hand, or if we want to bounce a Whispering 1, that'll put our opponent in a position where they're not going to be able to bring a creature back, which I definitely do like. So yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go and go for Seal of Removal on Whispering 1. That's only going to be 7 coming across next turn. So we're going to go for that, send Whispering 1 back to our opponent's hand, and that puts them in a position to where they're basically going to have to get down Muldrotha. And then next turn we can go for the One-Eyed Damnation line of play, and then kind of exile some of that stuff out of our opponent's graveyard. Alright, so our opponent did actually mill into Spore Frog. So that's really good to see him, hopefully get him into the graveyard, and we'll go for that one. Alright, it's going to put our opponent down to 9, man. This is going to get down to the line on this one, but... Oh, that's what I was saying, Bajuka Bog. So yeah, Terran and Pleasant Kenobi, I think they were doing the EDH and Chill video one time that I watched. And Terran, I think he'd built an Olivia deck. And there's something that happened to where they were getting their graveyard going, and they were going to go for Patriarch's Bidding, and then they got hit with the board wipe and then like a Bajuka Bog. It was just like they got T-boned. It was just so absolutely brutal to see. All right, so we got Muldrotha and Coiling swinging across for 7. That will knock us down to 5. And then put this thing at 6 total commander damage, finally at turn 9. Get that commander damage going. But we'll go for that One-Eyed play next turn. Opponent will get down Spore Frog. And then hopefully we'll get this Bajuka Bog going. Do not want to do it out of order, because that is something where I can rapid click on a land. So I'm definitely going to make sure that I do not rapid click on a land. Okay, opponent will go for Noxious Gearhulk. Enters the battlefield, destroy another target creature. Can you target one of your own creatures? Yeah, you can actually target one of your own creatures to gain a little bit of life. So see if they end up targeting one of their own creatures off of this. Yeah, they ended up targeting Muldrotha. So I'm going to send Muldrotha back to the command zone, I think. Yeah, so you gain a little bit of life to go back up to 15. Get that pop down. And actually, I don't know if that's going to be, if they can still recast it. We'll see, but I think they might be able to Splinter Fright, okay. Okay, so we get the Phyrexian Arena trigger. Man, I'm getting nervous. I'm gonna mess up them. Drawn to Mana Crypt, which we definitely do not want to get down. I mean, maybe if we needed to go for a really nice Torment, but all right. I'm drawn to Yahini's Expertise. All right, so let's do this. Let's go and tap down on coffers. That's going to be 1/2 for each swamp that we control off of Soul Ring. That's going to be 7. Let's go and get down One-Eyed. And then can we get an additional creature down? No, let's do this. Let's just go and sacrifice. It's going to bring back Damnation back to our hand. Let's go for Damnation. And then opponent's going to go for Spore Frog activation. And put the top 2 cards, Opulent Palace and Swamp. That'll be Damnation. We'll go and get down. I'm so worried about misclicking on. Oh, do they have a counterspell? Oh, no. Okay, good. They're going to bounce Splinter Fright back to the hand. Okay. Thankfully, with Bajuka, I was worried about a counterspell. Okay, so we take care of that. Let's go and go for Bajuka Bog. Oh, as a graveyard player, I feel so bad right now. That's so nasty. We're going to exile our opponent's graveyard. That was brutal. And then we're looking at getting down a little bit of extra mana. Do we have enough to get down Whispering One? It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're only sitting at 5 total mana. Yes. I felt so bad doing that. Man, trust me, like when you play your graveyard person, stuff like that hurts, man. It hurts really bad. I don't enjoy doing that. Let's get some damage going on our opponent. Let's go and get down Urborg, and then we'll go and tap down on Coffers. Yeah, Stronghold. Let's go and get down Yahini, and then if we had an additional smaller creature, we could have sacrificed a creature to give it indestructible, but unfortunately we couldn't. That would have been really nice Yahini play to go for, but we needed to sacrifice One-Eye to get that going. So we're going to go and swing across for 2, knock our opponent down to 13, and they'll go and pass the turn to our opponent. So at this point right now, we're looking at like a 4-turn clock with Phyrexian Arena on the battlefield. Anything we want to get down for 2? No, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. So maybe we get into a position to where we can tap down for a pretty good Torment of Hellfire. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll be 8 total mana, and then that's going to be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Torment for like 15. They've got a lot of permanents out there, so yeah, we can try to jam a Torment of Hellfire, but that includes us maybe tapping a little extra for Ancient Tomb. They've got 6 cards in the hand, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's going to be 17, 18, 19. Yeah. They could sack their board out. I'm just really worried about getting our life total down below 4. So at least we still have Yahini on the battlefield. Ravenous Chupacabra. Okay. It's going to take care of old Yahini. And that does leave a 2/2 on the battlefield. So that does put us into the position next turn to where we can still go and tap down for Gonti. We can go for Whispering and kind of put some pressure on our opponent to at least start sacrificing some of that stuff out there. Hopefully if we can somehow get rid of Ravenous Chupacabra, that'll kind of... If we end up getting down Whispering One and they sacrifice it, they can kind of keep recurring it out of the graveyard. So actually, if we can get down Helm of Possession, ooh, there we go. Opponent's going to get their own Whispering One. We can actually just get down Gonti and gain control of Whispering One, and then get our own Whispering One down or something like that. So we'll see how we want to sequence this one. Okay, so they'll make a sacrifice a creature that we do not have on the battlefield. It'll be the Phyrexian Arena trigger too. All right, draw into Swamp, and then we also draw into a Dark Petition, which we definitely have a Dark Petition online. You know what, let's do this. Maybe, just maybe, we can set up a Dark Petition, Worst Fears win with Torment of Hellfire, if we can kind of sequence it to see what's in their hand. That's something we can potentially do. Because we're at 3, so we need to get something going. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go and get down Swamp. Let's go and go for Dark Petition. Either way, I'm okay with going with this one. So let's go and tap down Swamp. All right, so let's go get this popped out. Let's go and grab Worst Fears. Yeah, I feel like with us sitting at 3, we just have to get lucky going for that. So let's go and go for Worst Fears. We're going to target our opponent. We're going to control them during their next turn. Let's go and get down Whispering One. That way we can still go ahead and put some pressure 5. Okay, so we're going to get down Whispering One. We're going to control them during their next turn. That puts us in a position to where we can actually tap down for a pretty good Torment of Hellfire. Okay, yeah, I like that. All right, so we'll see what they do have in the hand. We'll also need to decide which creature we do want to sacrifice because we'll probably end up sacrificing, I guess, Whispering One. I think that might be the better option for us to go for. Let's get our triggers on the stack. There we go. Each player sacrifices a creature. Yeah, let's go and sacrifice Ravenous Chupacabra. I like that. Sacrifice Ravenous Chupacabra. Let's go for the Mana Crypt trigger. Let's go and choose Tails on this one. Wow, we won the flip. Okay, and then we see what's in our hand. See what we draw into. Draw into an additional swamp. All right, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and let's go and go for Eternal Witness. It's going to be double green. And then tap down on one more. We need to do this quick. Oh gosh, the clock. Okay, Eternal Witness is going to bring back Ravenous Chupacabra. Let's go and cast Splinter Fright. Uh-oh, we're running out of time. All right, Splinter Fright's going to go into the graveyard. Ravenous Chupacabra. Destroy Whispering One. Oh, excuse me, destroy target. Oh, I was thinking we could enter the battlefield. Okay, excuse me, so that's going to mess us up on this one. Oh, bummer. I was thinking we could destroy Whispering One. I forgot Ravenous Chupacabra is a non-whatever spell, but we can still take care. Okay, bummer. That messes up a lot of things that I was going to do. Let's go ahead and get down the land for the turn. Let's go ahead and get down the expedition. Sorry about that. In my head, I was thinking we could get down Ravenous Chupacabra and destroy Whispering One. Otherwise, I probably would have sacrificed Whispering One. Let's go ahead and exile Perpetual Time, please. Into your library. Do we want to... no, we'll go ahead and exile that off of 2. Exile Perpetual Timepiece. Let's go and tap down Bant Panorama, tap down Signet. All right, then we'll go and pass the turn. Okay, all right, and then we'll end up going for that Torment of Hellfire. I think that'll make them really kind of chew some stuff down, but we need to do something with Whispering One out there. That is not too good for us. We can actually go for Yahini's Expertise and then make them sacrifice both of those creatures and then go for the Slum Reaper. I think that'll work. Okay, we just need to do it before we run out of time. Okay, drawn to Swamp and drawn to Voyager Staff. Okay, let's go and get down Swamp. Let's go ahead and go for Yahini's Expertise, and that's going to be 1/2. Creatures get -3/-3. He's going to get Ravenous Chupacabra, Eternal Witness. Not going to cast anything, nope. Let's go ahead and go for Slum Reaper. Okay, it's going to take care of Whispering. We'll get rid of Slum Reaper. They'll get rid of Whispering One. And then let's go ahead and go for, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not going to be enough to go for a Torment of Hellfire. So let's go and go for Gonti one more time. Then next time we'll go for a really big Torment of Hellfire. Sorry, this game, man, that Ravenous Chupacabra line of play really got me going. Lord of Extinction, we'll just go and grab Lord of Extinction at this point right now. Get down Voyager Staff. And then anything else, no, we're going to go ahead and pass the turn to our opponent, kick it back over to. So we got 1 minute. Hopefully we can go for a really nice Torment of Hellfire on our opponent. We'll see what else they do end up getting down. But hopefully we'll be able to tap down for a pretty good chunk of mana. We've got Stronghold to kind of add a little bit extra mana to our mana pool. We can also get down Mana Crypt and then kind of go from there. I don't know why I'm talking so fast. It doesn't really help the clock in any form or fashion. So at this point right now, we are sitting at 1 minute. We are sitting at 2 live. And so hopefully we can go for that Torment of Hellfire. Yeah, I was hoping that we could just get the board clear, and that just, man, that really messed us up, because I was thinking what I could do is we could clear the board, Ravenous Chupacabra on their Whispering One, and then we'd be able to go from there. But unfortunately, I just that just completely derailed it, because I was anticipating we could swing in for 6 and then get their life total down, and that would make that Torment of Hellfire really nice. And so as soon as Ravenous Chupacabra entered the battlefield and it said the only highlighted creature was our Whispering One, I was like, oh no, we've made a boo-boo. All right, so we will be down to 2. Thankfully, they don't have any sort of haste option, and we'll be looking at a Mana Crypt on Torment of Hellfire. So we'll see how much mana we can get. We can definitely get down Stronghold, because we've gotten past that the 3 swamps off that Whispering One. That's fine. Go for it. And then we'll see what else we can get going. And then we'll end up going for Bant Panorama activation. And we could go for Voyager Staff on Gonti, but we need as much time as possible. So, all right, we will have to sacrifice a creature. It's going to be Phyrexian Arena. Yes, bye Gonti, bye. Bye Gonti. All right, Phyrexian Arena, Panharmonicon, that's nice, and then Cryptghast. Okay, whenever you tap a swamp for an additional mana, I think that includes all of them. So let's go ahead and tap down Coffers. I think that includes that. I'm going to go and get it down. I'm pretty sure that does. The very worst case scenario. Yeah, it does. Okay. So let's go ahead and then double swamp. It's going to get down Mana Crypt. Ooh. It's going to be Extort. We're not paying for that right now. Nope, 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 nope. And let's go for Torment of Hellfire. Come on, hurry up. Let's go. Let's see how quick we can click this bad boy. All right, there we go. And then 1-2 off Mana Crypt. Click, okay, X is going to be 24. All right, so we got not going to pay for Extort Trigger. Nope. And then we're just going to yield so they can do whatever. So we have Torment of Hellfire. I don't think that's going to be enough. It's going to be Torment for 4. They've got 1, 4, 7. No. I don't want to pay for that. That's going to be 4, 7. That's going to be 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's going to be 6 times. So I think that might be enough to get it done with 22 seconds left. We'll see. They've got 0 cards in the hand. All right, opponent's going to scoop it up on this one. So we get him down to -42 with 22 seconds left. Hey, I can't pull up the chat, unfortunately, Burmat, so I want to say good game to you. Definitely enjoyed it. And we did chew up a lot of the clock. You're only sitting at 9 minutes. But thankfully we got it done with that left. And whew, that was a long one. Yeah, when we went for Worst Fears, in my head, I was thinking we could go not Whispering 1, but Ravenous Chupacabra. That would allow us to swing in for Whispering 1, deal that damage, and go for a really nice Torment of Hellfire. But that's what makes Magic so unique, is that sometimes you assume stuff, or in your head you have it set a certain way, and then once you get that going, you realize, oh no, I thought about that completely wrong. But thankfully we're able to get a really nice Torment of Hellfire, because I think even if they do sacrifice all of their lands, they basically just can't really get anything done outside of that. So anyway, good game to our opponent. I can't pull up the chat and say good game, so hopefully you see this video and you hear me saying good game. And anyways, if you enjoyed the long video, down to the wire, 1 life and 22 seconds left, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.